Do you feel like your memoir is a jumbled pile of memories? Imagine taking that mess and turning it into a compelling story that people can't put down. The blueprint or the outline that we are sharing today will help you write your memoir faster and more effectively.
Before you begin the outlining process, you need to make one important decision. You need to choose the sequence of how you're going to tell your story. You can either tell your story in a chronological pattern or in a nonlinear pattern. They're a little bit different. It's going to make a big difference in how you approach it.
Most of us assume that chronological is the way you have to tell the story. However, a lot of memoirs have used a nonlinear approach very effectively. For example, you could have each chapter could be topic-based, and so you could share examples and stories from about that topic from different places in the timeline. A nonlinear approach will free you up from using a strict timeline.
A chronological approach may help you stay focused and walk step by step through what happened and what you did to find the solution to the problem that you were trying to overcome. As you write, you may discover that you chose the wrong pattern somewhere along the line. Now, we've done stuff like that.
Yep.
It's not the end of the world. All you have to do is go back, make some adjustments in what you've already got on paper so that it follows the other pattern, and then move forward with the different pattern. And it's not non-overcomable, if I can say that. Now I'm thinking nonlinear, non-overcomable. What's happening?
Okay, now you're ready to begin writing your outline.
Yay.
And step one is to take your central question and your core theme and write them at the top of your paper.
If you haven't identified your central question or your core theme, it's going to be really difficult to write an outline. Your central question, core theme kind of guides how you write, your outline, how it comes together. So those things are really, really important. If you missed our first video where we talked about those, there'll be a link in the description below, and you can go and watch that. There's also a link to our free guide that gives you step-by-step where you can print it out, fill it out as you go for all 3 of the videos in this series. So download that. You can go through this step-by-step, fill it out as you go, and it will help you a lot.
And step 2, it's time to brainstorm those key events within your theme and the time frame that you're going to write about.
What are the pivotal moments in your story that relate to the theme or the central question?
Think about those significant events or things that happened that marked a change in your life and adds to the theme that you're writing about.
The goal is to end up with a list of key events. Now remember, these should include those large events and those small events, because both the large events and the small events, maybe it's just a little teeny things that lead up to something.
Sometimes.
That's all part of the character arc, which you want to include in your story. Some people use a mind map to create this list. Other people prefer a simple bullet point list with subpoints. We prefer the bullet point list with subpoints. It's a little bit easier to work with, in my opinion.
Whatever method you use, make sure that you write down everything you can think of that relates to your theme. It can be anything from something someone said, something that happened. It could be an emotion or a thought. Let's walk through a simple example. Our theme is a journey of self-discovery in the college years, how to find your path. And this is our brainstorming list. Now you're going to use a list something like this to create your outline.
Step 3 will make or break your memoir. Unfortunately, many people skip this vital step and their memoirs end up being boring. Don't let that happen to you. The key secret thing here that you want to employ is story structure.
You may be thinking, but wait, I'm writing nonfiction. But the truth is that you must understand how valuable and important story structure is to a memoir. Remember the principles of the beginning, the middle, and the end of your story. And, you are the protagonist in your story. These principles of good storytelling, when they are applied to your memoir, they create a story that people can't stop reading.
There are a variety of different types of story structures, and really, you can use any of them. If you studied one and you're familiar with it, then use that one. If this is new to you, we do have a couple of videos where we talk about the 3-act story structure and the hero's journey. We'll put a link down in the description, and you can go and watch those videos and kind of get that in your mind as you begin to write. You can use any of them, but definitely choose one, use it, study it if you have to, but this is going to make a huge difference in your memoir and how tuned in people stay.
For the purpose of this video, we are going to use the 3-act story structure, including exposition, the inciting incident, conflict, rising action, climax, falling action, and the resolution. You want to hit each one of these points in that story structure to write a memoir that people can't put down.
Always remember that you are important and your memoir has a purpose. You have an opportunity to change the world through your stories and your memoir. Step 4 is the outline, and we're going to walk you through a simple bullet point outline. This is a great structure to use because it helps you to stay on focus, to hit the right points, and to move forward with your writing project.
And these are the kind of outlines that we learned when we were in school, so it should be pretty familiar. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your core theme or your central question, put it at the top of the page. Now, at this point, you should have a brainstorm list of keywords and phrases, and you should also have selected a story structure model. Now, you are going to take those keywords and phrases from your brainstormed list, and you're going to insert them into your outline. Now, you want to prioritize and structure it based on emotional impact for the reader, as well as the story structure model you've chosen.
Now, go ahead and write one sentence about each of the bullet point items that you have, and this will be the start to developing your chapters. As you go through this, it's very helpful to look at each scene, each sentence, each bullet point, if you will, and ask the question, does this add to or build up my theme or my central question? And if it doesn't, then you want to consider changing that or picking something that does add to the theme of your overall memoir. You'll need to revisit this question frequently. Like as we write, we look at this all the time because everything you write, every scene, every sentence, you want it to add to and develop that overall theme or message. If it doesn't, then unfortunately, you got to take it out.
Congratulations! You now have a simple outline to start writing your memoir from. Now, we would love it if you put finished in the comments so we can root for you. A structure like this sometimes gets a bad rap, but structure equals story clarity and momentum. Now, if you keep that in mind, it is a roadmap to help you write better and faster.
If you missed the video on finding the heart of your memoir, you can watch it here. And don't forget, you want to get that downloadable guide because it's going to walk you through step by step all of the different components in all 3 videos. Maybe explain it a little bit better than this video did.
Maybe.
We're a little off on this one. Anyway, thanks for watching.